In this video, I'm going to give you 7 steps to drop 2 dress sizes minimum in the next 90 days, guaranteed. Make sure you save this video for later and hit that subscribe button for more YouTube content coming very soon. Step 1 is controlling the total amount of food you consume, aka calories. This is the most important factor in whether you will drop a dress size or lose weight or not. It's the one thing you cannot get wrong. It's not the only factor, but it is the most important because you can control your total amount of calories and eat all chocolate and still lose weight or drop dress sizes. Now that is a terrible idea that I do not recommend, but it is possible. And likewise, you can eat nothing but clean, healthy foods like meat, fish, veggies, that sort of stuff, and consume more food than your body needs or too many calories, and you won't see any results. So we need to control the total amount of food and make it specific for you. So you have 2 options. You can count calories, and a simple way to do that is download MyFitnessPal or NutriCheck or any calorie tracking app. You're going to go to Google, type in calorie calculator, click on the first one and get yourself a calorie number. Then you're going to go about tracking your food and consistently doing it. You will get the results you want. The second option is using the portion control method, which I'm going to flash up beside me here. 3 meals a day, 1 to 2 snacks if needed. Protein being the most important nutrient because it's going to keep you feeling the most full. Either way, you need to consistently stick to one and you need to track and adjust. If you're seeing the results you want, great, keep at it. If you're not, then you're probably going wrong somewhere. If it's tracking calories, maybe you're not weighing your foods accurately, your entries you're putting in are not accurate. If it's the portion control method, maybe you need to reduce your portions. But pick one of those methods and have at it. Step 2 is going to be complete 3 30-minute full body workouts per week. And a lot of people are surprised at that because they think it needs to be 45 or 60 minutes in order to be worthwhile. And that's just not true. 30 minutes, you can do a 5-minute warm-up. You can have 25 minutes of working out, and then you can have 5 minutes to stretch or to do some breathing or cool down at the end. That's loads of time. And a lot of people even start with 15 minutes 3 times because 30 minutes is too overwhelming, and then add 5 minutes each week until you get to 30 minutes, which is cool too. So your warm-up can be anything from jumping jacks to arm swings to leg swings. You just want to get your heart rate elevated and feel a little bit warmer, but you don't want to be completely wrecked and out of breath. Your workout section, in this layout, your best bang for your buck is going to be focusing on strength. So controlling movements for the majority of your time. So there are 5 movement categories. The front of your legs, so let's say something like squats or lunges. The backs of your legs, so something like an RDL or leg curls. Pushing movements where you push something away from yourself or push yourself away from something like push-ups or floor press or even overhead press where you're pushing a weight overhead. Pulling movements like single arm rows or pull-ups or assisted pull-ups, and then some core work like a hollow hold or side planks. You just pick one movement from each category and you do 8 to 12 reps or 30 to 60 seconds if it's a hold. You can do all 5 movements back to back and then rest. You can take 30 seconds rest in between each one and then a little bit longer rest, like 1 to 2 minutes after all 5 are done. And then at the end, you're going to do some stretching or just lie down with your feet on a couch and do some deep breathing for 2 to 5 minutes. And that will get you an insane amount of results, not only in dropping dress sizes, but in building muscle and aiding fat loss, which will help you tone up. That's what tone up really means. When people say they want to tone up, what they actually mean is I want to lose body fat and build muscle. You need to lose enough weight and body fat to see that muscle that you've developed. And strength or resistance training is the best way to do that. Step 3 is going to be eat high protein. So protein obviously has tons of benefits from building muscle mass, the strength of your bones, your joints, your hair, your nails, everything. But when it comes to dropping dress sizes or fat loss or weight loss, one of the biggest benefits, if not the biggest benefit, is just keeping you feeling more full. By nature of fat loss or dropping dress sizes or weight loss, you need to consume less food than your body needs. So there will be times where you're a little bit hungry. But if you're consuming low protein, that's going to be way worse. So consuming high protein is insanely beneficial. If it's the portion control method, you obviously want to follow the portions I flashed on the screen earlier. If it's counting calories, aim for 1.6 to 2 grams per kilo of body weight every single day. You might need to build up to that, and that's okay. Step 4 is going to be to get 8 to 12,000 steps a day. Now, what most people don't realize is this is actually more important than the workouts. So these steps are in no particular order. The reason it's more important because your general activity plays a bigger factor when it comes to weight loss or fat loss or dropping dress sizes. Now, 8 to 12,000 might sound like a lot to some people. So if you get 4,000 now, then aim for 5,000 for the first week, then 6,000, then 7,000, and build it up that way. The biggest fault with this is people try to get too many in one go. It doesn't have to be 30 or 45 minutes or 60 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes multiple times throughout the day is just as beneficial and a lot easier for most people to work in. So maybe you get 10 minutes before you start work. You get 10 minutes on lunch break. You get 10 minutes before you leave to go home after work, and squeeze in walks like that every place you can. Park at the back of car parks, take the stairs. All those little things will add up. Step number 5 is to eat the less processed foods 80 to 90% of the time. So remember step 1, the most important factor is the total amount of food or total amount of calories. But in order for you to improve your health and feel your best and have the best energy, you want to consume 80 to 90% of the time, you want to consume the less processed food. So that means things like meat, fish, chicken, turkey, eggs, oats, potatoes, rice, fruits, veggies, the stuff that is not very heavily processed. But at the same time, you still want to have 10% from chocolate, sweets, crisps, or whatever you enjoy. You just need to control the portion. And if you keep to that, say, 90% of the less processed stuff, 10% of the more processed stuff, you will be able to have your favorite foods every single day in smaller portions. You will be able to make great progress by dropping 2 dress sizes minimum, and you will feel amazing because you're consuming enough nutrients and vitamins and minerals from the less processed foods to keep your energy levels high and to improve your health. Number 6 is very underrated. Create a sleep routine. Now, yes, I'm well aware that kids can interrupt your sleep sometime, but as best you can, you need to control what you can. And by that, I mean going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time 7 days a week. Now, obviously at the weekends, that might drift a little bit, and that's okay. But if it drifts by 2 to 3 hours, then you're going to find yourself feeling like crap and feeling low energy a lot of the time. Now, obviously, if you're on a night out, it's going to change. But for the most part, keep yourself as close to that routine as possible. During the week, if you go to bed at 10 and get up at 6, then at the weekend, maybe it's 11 and 7 or something like that. But try not to drift too far from it. When you are tired and exhausted, decision making gets so much harder. Your body craves those highly processed foods way, way more, and it's just going to make dropping dress sizes way more difficult. So create that sleep routine. Make sure you're giving yourself the best chance possible to get quality sleep. Don't be scrolling on your phone in bed because that's not going to help you sleep. And finally, number 7, plan, plan, plan. 90% of the time when people fail on a fat loss or weight loss plan, assuming they have the correct information and it's not a quick fix or a fad, it's because they don't plan ahead enough. Because there's nothing sexy about planning. There's nothing sexy about sitting down on a Sunday and meal planning out your meals for the week. There's nothing sexy about taking time on a Thursday to plan out the weekend. But if you want results and you want this to be a lifestyle and you just want to make your life easier, then planning is going to be key. I've lost track of the amount of people who have told me they don't have time, whether it's to work out or to just lose weight or lose fat in general or to focus on their health and fitness. And the reality is, when I ask them, okay, well, show me your schedule and maybe we can talk this out and figure it out together, they don't have a schedule. If you don't know where you're spending your time, how do you expect to have time? So plan ahead as much as you can. Treat your workouts like they are doctor's appointments or hair or nails appointments, which ladies you would absolutely not miss unless it was some freak emergency. You need to treat your workouts with the same thing. Plan them at times of days that you are most likely to get them done. So don't plan it for a time where you're normally really busy with the kids or where you just have a load of stuff on. Be realistic, plan it, treat it, put it into your diary, put it on the calendar, treat it like an appointment, and you will be way more successful. The same with your walks. What times of day are going to suit you best to get those walks in, and then put them into your diary. Follow those 7 steps, and I promise you, you will drop 2 dress sizes in the next 90 days if you are consistent with them. Please do hit that subscribe button because there's going to be a lot more YouTube content coming soon. And if you have any questions, do not be afraid to pop them in the comments.